What's today? Wednesday? It's Wednesday night.
Today's a Wednesday, middle of the week, little hump day action.
Yeah, I was thinking that during lunch today. Whenever I was walking in after lunch at 12:30.
Yeah.
Maybe 12:32. I don't know. Maybe 12:32. I was thinking this is right the moment right after lunch or during lunchtime is exactly my halfway through work.
Yeah.
4 hours lunch, then 4 more hours.
4. So when you get to that lunchtime, you're like, oh man, we're almost there.
Lunchtime on Wednesday is my exact split down the middle half of my week, and I'm like, this is the top of the hump.
Right there, the very peak, the coldest, technically the coldest point, but it's not really.
It's a toasty feeling to be the top of the.
It's almost like ecstasy just for a second.
It's nice, but then you get it's exactly like that.
Just for a split moment.
At least for the first few times
just
you did it, because it's great, and then you're like, on that, even when you're still at the top, it's got the come down where you're like, yeah, halfway, and then you're also like, ah, fuck, halfway. I already got to do everything I already did. Let's do all that shit one more time.
One more time. Just technically
at least the time involved.
Not even in reverse. You're still doing it forward. If that makes
sense. Sometimes I do it in reverse, and guess what you got to start back with on Monday, the next Monday. What you started on the Monday before that.
It's like a Groundhog Day week.
Yeah, except if Groundhog Day had a day in between where the whole day was backwards.
Tell them what you do first of all, so they actually know what your job is. They're just talking about
and I work on Mazak machines. I cut metal.
All right.
Shape metals.
Dangerous job, isn't it?
Sometimes it is dangerous. I fucked myself up. It wasn't on a lathe, electronic lathe, but it was on a fucking, like a wheel that there's these things that's got like a grinding wheel and then like a brush on the other side.
Yeah.
And I went to clean up and pretty finish and, draw off and knock all the nasty oil and waters off of this part that I just got done running to make it beautiful, and then it flopped down in that motherfucker and took my finger with it. Well, it didn't take my finger with it, but it pinched my finger and split it down the middle from the top.
It still hurts me to think about something like that.
And now it's lopsided.
Because the only time I've ever had anything happen to... I've had two things kind of happen to my hands. Well, like I had a knife cut me at the top of my pinky. You could bend it back. Okay, it felt. I was like 8 or something, man. It's like it's. And then I had one time.
Required?
Man.
No.
My family never did anything that. Like we were always, you'll be all right.
Like,
wrap that up, maybe a little super glue. And then one time, just thinking back, my family never did anything medical for me, even if it was serious. I get hit in the head, didn't matter.
If I was sick as fuck, they'd go. But
don't you fall asleep? Don't fall asleep on that couch. You got a concussion. Well, take me to the hospital. No, just don't fall asleep. They can't do anything for you. They just tell you not to go to sleep. And they thought they were already doctors, basically. And then the other time, I had something weird happen in my hand. Fishing hook. Treble hook, 3-sided little devil up under this knuckle, man. It was I got hung in a tree and I pulled it down, and when it came down, just right into my hand. Didn't even know it went in my hand. I walked maybe about 50 yards and I was like, where's my lure? Started reeling. Oh
God.
Went home, or I called my dad, told him to come get me, because I was 12, 13 maybe when I first got a cell phone. So I had I had a juke. So it was used for music, so making a call was weird. So
the skinny ones that flipped up. I remember when you had that, man.
Yeah, man. So I had to make a call on that. It probably looked stupid. It looked like I was holding a tube of toothpaste in my head, making a phone call. Called him. They wouldn't take me to the hospital.
That was making a phone call on a tampon.
Put my hand in some ice cold water, and they waited till I said I couldn't feel my hand, and then I watched my dad take some pliers and pull it out of my hand, because I couldn't feel it, and I was just watching it, and I could watch it for whatever reason. I was just like, that's cool.
It's fascinating when you can't feel it.
And it was just straight out, and it didn't. They thought it may have got cut over my bone, but the way they pulled it out, it was fine. And I haven't had any damage or anything on my hand, so we're good. Didn't have to pay that doctor bill.
Yeah.
But maybe those concussions, I probably should have did something.
Was it a common phrase around your household? Because if it was like Friday or anytime really, but mostly right before a weekend started, we're not going to the hospital this weekend.
Oh, no.
We're not going to the hospital. But the thing is, they would say that, but I couldn't remember a time before where we ever actually went to the hospital.
Just went to the hospital?
It was always the phrase, though, we ain't going to the hospital this weekend.
Maybe that was with multiple... We had a lot of kids, you know, like all the kids always getting hurt. Because I grew up, I have older siblings and everything, but I grew up basically as an only child. So, like, whenever...
You're the last bird.
Yeah, and I didn't really do anything, like, too crazy. Like, it wasn't every weekend I was getting hurt or something like that.
You had skin legs through your 13,
yeah. But it wasn't like any of those, like, freak, almost like TV show-esque type families where just bad shit just happens just to pull a narrative along. But some families really work like that. They don't even have a TV show.
Something's going on.
Don't even have a TV show. There's entertainment right there. But, yeah, man, they never took me to the doctor. Unless I was, like, sick. Throwing up,
actual sickness,
sick,
colds,
throwing up, nothing physical, man. I don't think they suck it up.
If there was anything that
you guys know I got mental problems now,
or
right?
a cream could fix, or
man.
beer on it, or like dip spitting on it.
Yeah, bee stings. Bee stings. My mom would break open a cigarette and spit in the tobacco and put it on your arm. That'll fix it. All right, cool. I got nasty ass tobacco arm.
Yeah, wash it off in like 10 minutes.
Yeah.
Like, damn, I don't even feel that.
What was another thing that they used to do? I mean, there was so many times that they just did things that I know I should have went to the doctor. Like, somebody professional should have had a look at me or something. Something's wrong now.
I remember going for physicals.
Yeah,
That's
man.
When I would have
for
to
sports.
go for physicals.
Yeah. It was only when it was like
shit.
when they thought it was like completely necessary. Because I don't think they believed in like
It's
actual
like,
physical pain or like stuff like that. You'll be alright. It's just your tolerance. You have a bad tolerance for pain.
Yeah.
You're fine.
Be like, and when you turn 12, maybe 11, I'll just be like, quit being a pussy.
Yeah,
like, that's the new terms.
And then eventually you'll forget how to
man.
count, and then your mind will go down the drain. That probably would have happened with me, because the NFL had all those like concussions, and they're having all those talks about, maybe 2 years ago, don't quote me, they had the whole thing where they were trying to fix helmets where people were taking less shots and people were getting less head trauma, and concussions were an issue, and if you got a concussion you had to come off the field for a play, or if you got hit in the head you had to come off the field for a play.
It makes sense for the health purposes, but then again, how much are they getting paid?
I mean, they get, but still, every person has a right to like some type of like
a healthy
health.
life.
Yeah,
but this is just their.
I understand football. You get
this is the
fucking
devil's
slapped.
way to make his payment, to get his payment. I mean,
Satan's involved in football now.
Like, man, you're gonna live it up until you're about 41. You're gonna love this shit.
You got a bunch of guys now that they'll play.
Yourself.
Oh man, just got dark quick. We're talking about concussions. Use Chris Benoit.
Why do you think people are taking it so seriously now?
Oh, I think it's because you've had these situations where people have just, we've had,
I wish
I had the internet, I'd be looking up some stuff and be telling you straight off.
I mean, it's
I don't know.
a lot of different mental illness.
Well, they've had a lot of cases where people, like, they tested
concussion.
them. Like, people that were tired, they tested their brain because people, like, they were starting to have issues, and older players were dying at, like, 52, 55 from just head trauma because they never got checked for it.
Brains.
Yeah. That's probably what's wrong with me because I got hit with a goalpost, I got hit with a knee, I've got hit with the side of a merry-go-round. Not a real merry-go-round, like one of those spinny things at a playground, whatever the fuck those are.
It's still metal, bro.
I was hanging on it, and it's spinning really fast, and all I remember was like the momentum just took me off, and I just flew back, just like my headphones.
Just like your headphones.
Just like my headphones. Just flew back into oblivion. Fucking smacked my head and it's somebody's birthday party. I don't remember. Maybe
you
some
ever
girl
had
named Alexis. Whiplash? I never had whiplash.
I think I had whiplash one time. And that's the day before we fucking started high school. Me and Alex, remember Rocky Bottom?
Yeah.
Me and Alex and Gavin, my brother, younger brother, went to Rocky Bottom, which is a swimming hole in our home, outside of our hometown, or at like a cow pasture. You literally park on the side of the road, and you walk out through you hop a fence and walk through a cow pasture, and there's like a bend in this creek that it gets real
There's
deep
a
and people
rope
jump
swing
in. There's a
and
rope
everything
swing.
else.
Yeah. So we were
It's
out
country
there.
paradise.
Yeah. It is paradise. It taking you back.
I don't care for it much, but go ahead.
No, not anymore. Not since I was like, I think the last time I went, I was like 18. But anyway, day before we start high school, and you know, you usually get a long stick whenever you're at a rope swing. Anywhere near a childhood rope swing, there's a long stick so you can get that fucking rope.
Yeah, pull that thing
if
back.
anybody in that small town is
Gotta
smart
get the rope for the little kid, or in some cases, you didn't have a stick. One dude would have to, the most athletic dude you had,
what would he have to do?
Would have to run out and just throw his body off of that cliff, man, and try to get a hold of it.
Right.
And I remember one.
I wasn't super athletic. You're ahead of me. You're ahead of me.
You?
No, it was just us.
Oh, it was just you. So it was like,
it was just me and Gavin and Alex.
Okay, yeah, you had to be.
So
the one.
I had to be the one to
Nobody
run out.
Nobody else is making anywhere near the
I was
jump.
just gonna try to run out and slap it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But then I thought to myself, I could catch it. I'm
there's two
athletic
ways to do
enough.
it.
So you run, start, it's slippery. I don't fall, but I run, take off, I jump, I get it. You know, I catch it maybe neck level, and I'm usually smart. Bring it into your chest, do something. But that was a silly fucking. I don't know what I was thinking that day. So run out, catch it neck level, drop, boom, neck backwards for some reason. Hold the rope, never let go. But I did break my fucking neck in about 4 different places. It felt like. So I immediately start swinging my legs. You know, get back up there. I'm like, dude, I just fucked my neck. I knew it already. It was on a Sunday.
We would always send the most athletic dude to either run out there, grab it, and swing back with it, which I've seen many times dudes do on the first try, so I assume they practice. Or you would send the dude and, like you said, slap it. That never worked though. I've never seen that.
Just the
He
bottom
would go out and
up,
he would try
he
would try to grab the middle and he would throw the middle and the bottom would sag it, so it would just. And he would just be in the water. I'm like, soon the next guy, or he'd have him climb up the hill.
Just trying to impress his cousin's hot friends.
Yeah, just waiting forever for old Mikey to get up the hill and jump for the rope again, because my fat ass ain't getting it. Go get the rope, Mikey.
Dude, there's also a tree that runs at a, maybe a 35 to 40 degree angle. It comes off the bank where you climb up.
I'm just talking about
over the water.
I remember this place pretty vividly.
Yeah.
I've been there like maybe 4 times.
I went. There was one summer, dude. After the first time I went was with you guys.
Yeah, it was
you and Joey.
It was yeah.
It's the first time I ever went, dude, and I talked about that shit for the fucking next 2 months.
It was a dope spot.
Can't wait to go to Rocket. Yeah, dude, it was the coolest thing ever when you're 14.
And then they had, like, everybody talk about the Blue Hole. The Blue Hole. That's like 9 places.
Exactly. Everywhere's named that. And then once I went to our Blue Hole, I'm like, it's literally a fucking 10 by 6 foot hole in the ground. I was thinking like a big,
Isn't it cold as shit all the time?
Something like that. It's supposed to be really fucking deep. I've been there a few times, not swimming ever, but there's a 6 foot bridge that you can walk across it, you know.
I've never been there. I think I've been to several Blue Hole-esque places.
And there's camping spots leading up to it. I've camped there a few times, but I've never actually went to the Blue Hole and stayed or anything.
Back to whiplash, though. I always only thought that you could get whiplash, or not only get it.
I don't know if it's whiplash. I just know it fucking hurt for at least the next 4 or 5 days.
Most cases, anytime I was like scared of getting whiplash, which is a car accident.
Oh yeah, I mean, I imagine that's where it's
or like
worst.
Somebody slamming their brakes on or something. I haven't been in a car accident, which I guess many people can say they haven't. Maybe I don't know that statistic. I just know they happen a lot, and I know a lot of people that have been in them, and I know people that have messed up multiple vehicles. So
yeah,
I guess my chances of being in a car crash, I have no idea what those are. I'm looking it up right now.
Look it up. I think about that all the time. I'm like, anytime anybody drives ever is dangerous.
Dude, yeah.
Anytime anyone, good or bad at driving, great record, horrible record, new, old at driving, it doesn't matter. It's always dangerous as fuck. It's a huge vehicle, no matter what. A motorcycle is dangerous for sure, but as far as weight-wise, it's really small. But a tiny car is enough to kill a group of people if applied in the wrong way.
A lot about not having internet. I just have really bad service. But I did get this to come up. Considering deaths in the U.S. that year totaled Okay, what fucking... They just pulled this from somewhere. I just started reading a fucking excerpt. This is from 2015. American drivers' odds of dying as a result of injury sustained in an automobile crash. So it's your odds of dying as a result of the crash, not just the crash.
Right.
Come out to be about 1 in 77. So if you're in a car crash and you're injured and it's life-threatening, those are your chances. What are the odds of getting in a car crash?
So those are the odds of being in a car crash and dying?
Yes.
Or the odds of dying in a car crash?
I think those are the odds of if you sustained an injury in a car crash
that led to death.
Yes.
You're in that
You have a 1 in 77. I don't know what...
You see what I'm asking?
Yeah, it's a very... That's a yours...
Yeah.
They're both very broad. None of these actually... Over the course of typical driving, you should have a total of 3 to 4 accidents in your life. But statistically, you're supposed to.
Oh, yeah, I guess. I guess it really depends where you live, though, too.
Yeah, if you're
really
in a city
really
where you got... Yeah, you probably have a much higher chance of having a type of accident. Dude, what are the chances of a tractor accident? Think about
probably pretty high because they're in every country, man. No matter what.
These farmers, man, getting out there in the fields, the rainy seasons, monsoons, just getting sucked into a deep hole in the middle of their cornfield.
Dude,
no way ever season
that
again.
can just float in monsoons. They don't even
Aren't they
care.
all like
They're
Russian though? They're like Russian.
The whole town's on stilts. All the people.
The
all
entire
the
town.
Yeah. Why do you think they gotta stay? They can't stay high off the ground like some of the time. They walk out their front doors and they've got stilts hanging about 11 feet off their porch. They're hanging on nails off the front step.
Do they have like little...
You put them on, you never touch the ground.
Do they have flying squirrel suits to get down to the ground if they ever need to?
No, it's only maybe 12 to 15 feet high usually off the ground, but all their stilts are about 12 feet tall, you see what I'm saying?
Yeah,
So they can lean their stilts up against the outside of the house, against the porch rail. When they walk outside, they put their stilt on. They never touch the ground. You walk over to the supermarket and it's 12 feet off the ground. Take your stilts off, walk in, get what you need, walk back out, put your stilts on, go to the other store. See what I'm saying? You never touch the ground.
What's the name of this place?
You know how you get the low-hanging fruit?
How's that?
You don't.
You don't
whoever the reason they have stilts is wherever the fuck is down there. They don't mess with stilts.
They don't mess with it.
They char the bottom of their stilts. They don't burn them. They just char them a little bit. You know what I'm saying? It makes them really strong.
Yeah,
brings out the oils inside it. Kind of like, you ever burn bamboo a little bit over the fire?
Yeah, get them.
Same way. And the oils that come out fuck with whatever it is, and they don't fuck with it. And it probably has something to do with these inscriptions and shit they put on the bottom of the post that make them glow.
This is in Thailand?
Yeah. Thailand.
What are the chances
Borneo,
of a car
they do
crash in Thailand? How many cars do you think
I asked.
How many cars?
Exactly, that's why I asked earlier.
How many
what
cars
country is that statistic from, or is it all worldwide? Because I believe
I don't
it varies
know.
very much.
It said U.S. It was Americans.
Okay.
It was Americans.
Uh-huh.
How many cars... These are really broad questions. I'm just thinking, like... The makers of vehicles, you got America. You got Ford, Chevy. You have Italian cars. Those could be whatever. I can't even think of Italian. Ferrari, Lamborghini.
Fiat.
Anything like that. And then you have Japan and Korea, and they make vehicles. What about these countries that have, like, no maker of vehicle? You think they pay a shit ton of money to have imports come in, or you think it's like a...
Probably get a
It's
good
like,
deal
oh,
on...
your country doesn't have anything. Well,
Oh, I'm sure
we'll
that,
fuck you in the
like
ass.
most countries, they'll take a lot of their... They'll take a lot of their maybe lower end or what they don't really want to sell, and send it to these, sell it wholesale to these lower class second world maybe countries.
Maybe third world as well.
Third world even.
Because I always wonder, like,
sell
what
the
they
fuck out some mopeds and
like. Is there a
third world
Toyota
countries.
4Runner? And is that a 4Runner even Toyota?
Yeah.
Okay, for a second it didn't sound right in my head. For a second I was thinking of a Tacoma as well. But like just thinking about those vehicles, often like sedan, stuff like that. Like I don't know if you can find a 4Runner out there, but you would maybe
like an 86.
Maybe you find an S10, maybe.
Oh yeah.
I don't know. I don't know if Chevy makes it. I don't know if Chevy would make it out to Africa or anywhere.
I thought thinking about stuff like
I've
that.
I've never looked that up. Like
you ever drive around and see a make of car you've never heard of?
Yeah, yeah.
That's weird. That's what makes me think of the question you're asking, like makes of cars.
There's got to be a make of car,
and we've got so many makes from other countries that are major from.
And they all have their different styles. Like they're all like the American muscle. Most of the time it's the muscle car, big, bulky, loud. And then you had like Italian cars are more sleek, a little more like their fashion kind of. That's how I kind of put it hand in hand. And then like
that's a neat way
like
to
what
look
would
at it.
like in Africa? I'm not like. Do they have a maker? They have to have makers of cars there. Like something.
I don't see that's one thing.
Maybe they don't. Maybe it's just something they don't. Maybe they don't do it at all. Also, I'm thinking about Russia. Like, what are Russian-made vehicles? They just buy them from China.
I'm sure they're very good and they run on diesel.
Have you seen some of the tanks they have and how like their 18-wheelers get across like crazy terrain, stuff like that? There's a video game based off that where you literally it's like a simulator where you drive a truck through like shitty conditions with this tank like 18-wheeler that has inflated tires and you're going through deep ass water and like everything else. And like, I'm sure it's based on real shit.
Terrifying.
I wonder what they're getting fucking paid, and I wonder what the make of the vehicle is. It could be like an army based type thing that nobody else has. This company, and it's just weird things to think about. Like
army contractors,
who has what products. Because all the clothes and everything come from sweatshops, basically. Probably not all of them. That's a very broad statement. But they come from Thailand and stuff like that where they have people literally making the clothes.
Like I was saying before, they make a lot of the clothes, and also a lot of the countries in second, third world countries, it's weird because you'll see like a documentary from like 2015 and they're wearing like fucking 1999 Tommy Hilfiger shirts. You know what I mean? All of them.
Dude, yeah.
It's crazy seeing stuff like that. They're getting everybody's seconds.
They have. Oh yeah.
I mean, a lot of them are making the brand new Nikes.
The stuff now though, like the fashion
shocks.
now, it's kind of like, yeah. The fashion kind of like is like 90s and 80s, like Tommy Hilfiger, Champion, old Adidas stuff. And I watched MXC, the TV show that was on Spike.
Mm-hmm.
They did the dub over.
I watched it again recently.
Yeah, they did the.
They're all wearing. They'll be wearing like sweatsuits, jog outfits.
It's
and shit.
Dude. Yeah, and like the contestants on there are like wearing like Audi or Audi, however you say it, Odie. Fucking set like it's just sitting. It's like a perfect clean tee with just the logo on it, or like a white tee with the Adidas, and like they're 80s shirts, and like now those would be like some kid would pay you $400 for that shirt just because it came from the 80s. It's designer.
Oh yeah.
Now, I don't know.
Especially
and then,
if it's authentic.
And then you got kids often like. And that's also, to me, that ties into the whole thing of, like, the bummy style, the ripped clothes, the tattered shit, the shirts that are made out of, like, 7 different things, stuff like that. Mm-hmm. I love all that stuff, but, like, it's being made as, like, this high, top-tier fashion when you got, like, literally the poorest people that were making these things because they had no other choice. They were taking their only 7 jackets and... Mm-hmm. They were all ripped and stuff. Maybe they had to put it all together, make one good
jackets
jacket.
inside of each other
yeah,
to make
and
it
these
fucking
these
warmer,
are all things that like
got,
people had to
like,
pioneer.
3 hoodies inside or flannels inside.
And then they take that idea and then they start like charging $550 for that jacket. When the dude probably spent about 3 years collecting jackets and pieces, and finally he was like, "Man, we put this together." See, because that's you can't take the hard work, the preparation, probably the blood, probably whatever else is on those. You can't take that and just put it on the clothes that they have now that they're charging for like $500, because they have no story behind them. It's just a piece that somebody has taken material, put a name on it, and said, "Bam, here, give me this money for that." It has no story. I mean, the designer may say there's a story behind it, but really, most of the time there's not. There's nothing. You go to I would much rather go up to somebody who is like, maybe not much rather, but the piece that they had that they're wearing is gonna be, to me, worth much more than something that's sitting in a nice store that is supposed to be a representation of poor society, but it's gonna be on somebody who's rich. It bothers me. I mean, it's how I dress. I got a bunch of fucked up clothes. I got ripped shoes and everything else. That's because I don't have a choice sometimes. It's just what I got, and I just work with it. But I don't know. It's just something that bugs me sometimes. But anybody can wear whatever the fuck they want.
Would you call that poor culture appropriation?
I mean, probably, but I mean, everybody can wear whatever the fuck they want. But
yeah, that's how.
It's just it kind of sits in my brain like that sometimes.
I didn't understand like weird, wacky, fucking crazy runway shit whenever I was young. I'm like, why do people even make that?
All that shit's completely out there.
Now I get it. It's the point of just because I could, because look at this weird shit.
Yeah, exactly.
Why the fuck not? You know, why wouldn't I make it? Why wouldn't I think of something fucking weird? Wouldn't it be fucking crazy if and then I did, and everybody's like, damn, that is some crazy shit. I like it. Let me take a picture of it. Somebody's gonna look at that and respect it.
Dude, yeah. And
even a polished turd.
Somebody's gonna have some appreciation.
Somebody's gonna be like, damn, that's a polished, that's a shiny turd. Like, you did good, even if it's, whatever.
And honestly, like even some of the shoes now, like literally some of these shoes that are $300 to $600. These Balenciagas, these Prada, anything like that. Maybe not Prada because they have more like slippers and sandals and shit. But Balenciaga literally looks like some shoes my dad would wear. Literally. And I mean, that's just and you can get those for like $22. Yeah. And they look the same, man. It's just the name on them. That's literally, it literally blows my mind. 1 or 2 pairs of something. It's just how does the human brain work with something where it's like, it's this name. Oh my God, I have to have that. I don't know. Maybe it's our human nature, because if like a lot of people like something, you want to be in that particular group. You want to be included.
Dude, it's always been and won't change.
You just want to be
people
included.
Started wearing pretty rocks on their ears to show that, look, I found these pretty rocks and you didn't, or I gave this dude a bunch of the fucking black rocks. I had enough black rocks to buy these pretty rocks. Look at these, they're beautiful. And then the other people are like, damn, I want some of them too. Like,
I want some of those rocks. And then they found
it's human nature.
Then they found some rock, and then somebody was like, that rock's cool. And then there was a subsection group for people that like that rock, and then there was some people that like this rock.
Then they started making these, chiseling this rock out of the wall, and like, these cost 5 of these.
And then this one group was like, okay, we have these 3 rocks, we're gonna call ourselves this. And then everybody that liked those 3 rocks liked that brand or whatever. I don't know. That's just a very very
basic,
straightforward and non-outlined. Hey, it's outlined. You get it. You understand it. We talked about that for like 10 minutes. Fuck designer stuff. I mean, I'll probably wear it, but
I don't know, man.
I don't know if I'd straight up buy it. I don't know. We'd have to get there. Right now, fuck no.
No choice.
I mean, I could just buy some Gucci sandals right now, but no. Why would I buy Gucci sandals?
Where would you wear them?
In my house.
Around the house.
In my house.
Yeah.
Just walking around with my Gucci sandals. Eventually, the dog would chew them up, and I'd have to scream at the ceiling.
Yeah, but dude, then you could be like, my dog chewed up my Gucci fucking sandals.
Then I could put it on Instagram, and 7 people would like it. No, those are the things that get you popular.
Yeah, and then you'd be like, I don't give a fuck.
I don't give a fuck about my Gucci sandals.
Yeah, I don't give a shit about them.
I let my dog chew on them right now. Fetch. And I show a video of me throwing a sandal and the dog going to get it, bring it back. And everybody that felt like me about designer is like, dude, fuck that guy. He's just throwing his $300 sandals around just because he can. And then that generates more people look at it. And then that's how people get famous. Oh, I can talk all day I can go off on the whole thing about people doing dumb shit to be famous. Because I very, very, very strongly believe that Donald Trump is not a fucking idiot. I believe that he is a very good manipulator. And he has this power where he cannot be touched. Something like a Kanye West. That's why they work so well together. they can say anything. They can do anything. I mean, there's boundaries. There's certain boundaries, but they push them just like a comedian, and you push them to a certain extent to see how people react, and then you figure out your boundaries and stuff like that. Then you can work within those, and then people stay connected on that. Like if you keep doing dumb shit like they expect, and if they keep talking about Donald Trump, he's gonna keep doing the dumb shit because it's getting his face on things. It's getting his face on shirts, stuffed animals, mugs, bullshit that's making fun of him, but his face is still there. It doesn't matter.
Yeah,
he's still etching himself into society more and more and more every time he does something stupid. And I'm sure he plans this shit out, because some of the stuff that he says and does, they just don't line up, man. Like, I understand people think he's an idiot and everything else, but I 100% believe he's manipulated so many people and worked his way in and built this narrative. It doesn't fucking matter what happens. Stormy Daniels, lawyers, if they do push to get him impeached, will probably, I don't know, he probably still, yeah, that's what I'm saying. He's just untouchable. Like, he can do anything in that White House. He can do anything.
I don't know if it's, I've fluctuated between he's an evil genius and he's just a puppet who thinks he's an evil genius, and I don't know.
I don't know any of that, but from what I'm seeing, how I'm seeing people react to certain, because he's on every news article. You watch a John Oliver, you watch a Bill Maher, you watch Jim Jeffries, you watch any of those comedic talk shows, late night shows, SNL, anything.
Oh, dude, that's all SNL's been for 5 years.
Is tied in. Something is tied in. The lead story may be about Donald Trump. He got toilet paper stuck on his foot. That made lead headlines. And I'm sure.
Yeah, I saw that.
Dude, somebody easily could have he's like, all right, I'll take one for the team, and just popped it on his foot and was like, I'm gonna walk up there and they'll talk about this for fucking weeks.
Yeah.
And he just did it.
Yeah.
I swear, dude, it has to be along these lines.
And he's like, hey, tell him how many Diet Cokes I drink every day.
Yeah, just tell them all that. It has to be planned, man, because when you figure out how people react to things and they constantly start doing it, you can be like a dog. You start to work into a routine where you know you're going to get a treat every time. Just do the same things. Maybe a little twist on it. Maybe, I don't know. It's just, we live in a society right now where you got a bunch of Kanye Wests and 6ix9s and just whatever else, man. Just these people that want attention for whatever reason. I don't know.
I think I just had an epiphany.
What?
And you helped. It's the first time I've ever thought of everything up to now and been like, ooh, the world today. Ooh. Like,
that's
the first time I've ever said that. That's my first one. It took me 22 years ago. Ooh, the world today.
But I mean, we've always had these issues. Like I feel like these deep underlining problems where somebody always wanted constant attention, always wanted somebody looking at him. We've always had those characters.
Well, he's so used to it,
but they haven't had the internet. They haven't had a place.
That's what I'm saying.
They haven't had a constant place to be. Here's my face. Here's my face. Here's my face. You have an.
Everybody's got a constant feed.
You got Instagram. You have. Okay, think about this. I had to explain to my uncle that I saw. It was a funny post, okay, but it was on Instagram. But it was a screenshot from Twitter about YouTube. Think about that. With us, we understand it. It's a post that's on Twitter and they're talking about YouTube. Mm-hmm. Explain that to somebody who hasn't been like within social media, not technology, but more like social media, how we share things, how things, memes, anything works, like that. Just the idea of, here's a screenshot on Instagram, which they don't know what the fuck that is for the most part anyway. On Twitter, which they kind of have an idea of YouTube, which they know what that is. And they're like, why is a YouTube video on Instagram, Twitter, it doesn't line up. But with us, we can just look at it and everything lines up. We understand everything that was there. It's crazy. It's crazy. Like, I literally, a generation or two back has no idea for the most part, like, what the fuck Reddit or anything, Twitch, anything like that. Those concepts are so foreign to them that it's like black magic.
Yeah, it's hard. Anybody over the age of fucking 39 it's hard to.
Some of them are really tapped in. Yeah, unless they're like a celebrity or something like that who was already obviously having to adapt. But like the older people that are like, well, I don't know how I'm gonna connect with anybody on anything else other than Facebook, because it's what they were given first off, and it was like, here, all your friends are on this, go to it.
I'm sorry, I was gonna say, let me, before we get too in depth with this, let me say we are used to, maybe if it may be from where we're from, or just there's a lot of towns like ours everywhere in every corner of the U.S., but in Hicktown, not everybody's fucking mama and papa know how to use a Twitter. What you're saying, like, I'm not saying anybody over the age of 49, you know, because there's 50, 60-year-olds out there who get the idea. They've been immersed in the technology, using a computer since the 90s. You know, they get the idea by now. But if you showed, you know, my mom, who has had an iPhone since 2010, whenever, if you showed her Twitter, she'd be like, she wouldn't understand what she's looking at. She wouldn't get it. What are these? What is that? Different people? What's this? What are they saying? Why is Twitter such a short message? You know, I mean,
Facebook has always been, for me, I fucking don't like Facebook at all, but I use I use Instagram, but I still don't like Facebook. But it's like with Twitter, if you're not trying to gain a fan base, or let me switch back. If you're trying to gain a fan base, you're trying to gain celebrity, you're trying to share art, music, memes, or anything like that, that's Twitter. That's all that. It's laughs, it's funny sarcasm, sometimes it's some political stuff. It's
really
not
good for just a basic, instead of somebody having a fan page like or a website like they would have had in 2001. Check out my website, bro. It's just, you have a Twitter. I can keep up with your shit. It's an active memo board for that. Yeah. You can literally followers. They literally follow you for that specific reason to keep up with you.
See, with somebody over 45, unless they're vacationing worldwide, or they're doing a different perspective on something, or they have a podcast. If you're a normal person that just lives a normal life and has friends and stuff like that, you don't need Twitter.
Your point of view out,
you don't need Twitter. You don't need Instagram. There's a lot of these people that have Instagram that literally just take pictures of their face, and I don't understand that. Like, I understand selfies were big in 2012 and 2013, but now we take pictures of other things now. Okay, let's turn the camera the fuck around. All right. I don't know. It's like a huge self-absorbing.
Oh man.
That ties right back into people wanting to be constantly entertained and have the spotlight on them. We could go on forever about this.
That's just how it is now, because everybody in our generation has grown up thinking that they're special, and everybody's 15 minutes of fame really is a few clicks away, or a video, or a post, if it's crazy enough.
Your song, your art, your whatever you make,
and whether it's for real, for pure, for the sake of doing it because you want to, or if it's just for publicity.
You could easily be linked with another artist very quickly with how things work with metadata, and some of these algorithms on these websites suck ass now. Like, Instagram is fucking terrible. You ever go to watch stories and you just, like, every 2 stories there's an ad? I mean, you can skip right past it, but really, does there need to be an ad every 2? It's just getting to this point where it's really ridiculous. And here in the last month, I've been thinking about how we're constantly taking small clips. Like, you'll wake up to a friend sending you a meme or two, and then a girl will send you a GIF saying good morning or something, and it's like, whatever. And then you constantly take in these colorful images, these funny things, these things that make you snicker, whatever, and you think it's all really playful, but like, after a while of constantly looking at these videos, constantly laughing at irony,
it's a lot of shit for a human mind to take in.
Sarcasm, constantly laughing at these things that play off of non-real language, where you're having this type of back joke that kind of flies behind people's heads that they don't get, but a certain little group get. It gets really crazy. Your brain,
it's weird how your brain
can't focus on all those things, because even if you think you're not thinking about those clips and videos, they're going somewhere in your brain, dude. They're stored. That's why you remember memes. That's why you say random shit or whatever from these vines and everything else you watch, because it's stuck in your head, just like lyrics. For some reason, school didn't get stuck in my head that way, but everything else did. Memes, finds, song lyrics, various pictures, all that stuff is stuck in there.
You didn't get that tiny flutter of a little bit of a weird kind of emotional euphoria whenever you were reading the textbook as much as when you were watching a funny degree of a meme that you've been looking at for the last 2 weeks. You know what I mean? Like, you get that flutter of, holy shit, I get it now, blah, blah, blah. You don't get that when you look at a fucking, I've been studying this shit all week, and you look at the test on Friday, and you're just like, it's all the same. It all tastes the same in my brain because it didn't have different flavor whenever I was blah, blah, unless it was history. In that case, that shit was cool.
I was good with the history and with the Englishes.
Yeah, that's me. The history and English and the math was always...
Because it was, to me... It was all very logical. It was just there. The things were just there. When it came to science and math, it was more of a search thing.
I really understand how they said math was just... It's practice. It's practice.
It is.
You have to remember the directions. You have to remember which left or right to take when you get here.
I had too many concussions, so I didn't remember any of the math when they taught me that stuff. Plus, I had a shit teacher in sophomore year. Completely terrible guy. He was there for a year. Nobody remembers him. I don't know if I made him up or not. His name was Mr. Beck.
Yeah, he's
Mr. Beck. Yeah. Nobody remembers him.
Never existed.
Nobody remembers him. There's one girl.
Did he have brown hair?
There's one girl named Katie that was in the class, and I'm gonna ask her.
Wait, Katie who?
I'm not gonna say the last name on this.
Did she even
You
exist?
dated her. Back in the day.
She didn't exist either.
Okay, she didn't exist either.
Is she kind of gray?
No, she was depressed a lot. Listen to 3 Days of Grace.
Yeah, but was
that Bleed It Out song? No, she had tan skin, black hair. That's all I'm saying. Anyway, Katie was in that. Katie was in that class, and she would remember this man. Okay, he was shit. Okay, he was supposed to be the advanced math, whatever the fuck I was taking that year, and dude didn't know how to fucking teach anything. Apparently, he was a college guy that stepped down to take a job. He got sick midway through the year or something like that with measles or some shit. Or something crazy, and then he left. He was there for a year. Fucked me up that whole year, and then the next year was gone.
Yeah, I came here to fuck shit up, and that's what I did.
Dude, fucked me right up. Fucked me right up. Alright, well, we've been talking for a good little bit. That's a lot of information to take in.
Yeah. I think
if you're still watching, you're a fucking champion.
Yeah.
Alright, I appreciate you all you guys popping in and watching. We're Bunny Slug 1996. We're a lot of shit, and you're gonna be seeing a lot of shit. A lot of
different stuff, music. Maybe you're gonna have some music videos.
Woodworking. You heard my boy Jackie here talking about his woodwork, and not his woodwork, his metalwork. We're gonna be doing some woodwork too, though. Yeah. We're gonna be showing you guys some stuff like that. Maybe we'll get a better camera. Maybe we fucking won't.
Maybe I don't know. We'll stop recording on video altogether. I don't know. We'll see.
Nah, they gotta see my face.
But we don't know who we're gonna have on as a guest next, but hopefully it'll be
no idea. We're gonna have somebody in here funny.
We'll have a nice time.
Maybe another musical artist. We'll talk about the struggles of putting your music out there and seeing if anybody will fucking listen to it. But we'll figure it out. Like I said, appreciate you guys watching. You can follow us on Instagram, BunnySlug1996. You can follow us on Twitter, BunnySlug1996. YouTube under the same name. Twitch under the same name. We're on a bunch of platforms. We're doing a bunch of stuff.
And also in the next one, we'll probably live stream on Instagram or something, maybe, and you can send us whatever the fuck.
Yeah, we may be...
a comment, send us a question, doesn't fucking matter.
We'll figure it out. Like I said, appreciate you guys watching, and we'll see you next time, guys.